Hi, third graders. It's Miss Holt. Today I'm going to review for you some of the reading assignments on your packet for this week. But before I get started, I just want to say I'm so proud of all of you for how you've been persevering through all of these changes. Please continue to reach out to your teacher if you have any questions or concerns, and continue to utilize our YouTube channel because that's what it's there for, to help you guys, okay? All right, with that being said, today I'm going to do the two reading assignments for this week that were titled Go for a Walk and Just Read. So if you chose to do either one of those assignments, I'm going to go over it right now. So I'm going to screen share so I can show you guys what I did for my writing for my Go for a Walk. So let's see if I can. Okay, so here is my Go for a Walk writing. And the assignment said to go outside on a nature walk, write down 10 items that you see during your walk. Use these 10 items to write a personal narrative or fictional story. Now remember, in the beginning of the year, we did personal narratives. Those are stories that are true, that are things that you did or things that you saw, something about your life. So that's what I chose to do. Or you could do a fictional story, which remember isn't necessarily true. So it said to be sure to use descriptive words and adjectives. Remember, adjectives describe what things look like. It helps you get a mental image in your brain. So I first listed the 10 items that I chose, and I got dirt, gravel, bug, grass, squirrel, flowers, bird, spider, tree, and pine cone. So I'm going to read to you now my personal narrative that I wrote about my walk that I took to collect these items. It says, it was a bright and sunny Sunday afternoon, and I decided to take Henley for a walk. We brought her yellow bucket with us because she likes to collect things that she finds on our walks. As soon as we got out of the front door, she grabbed some of the soft dirt from out of the flower pot on the porch and put it in her bucket. When we got into our front yard, Henley and I found some thick green grass and pretty pink flowers to pick and add to her collection. She saw a small baby squirrel and tried to catch him. I think she wanted to add them to her bucket also. In the driveway, Henley saw a bug walking on the dry, rough gravel and pointed to it. I picked up the bug for her and put him in her bucket, but it crawled back out. Henley walked away to chase a blue bird that she saw sitting under a big, tall shade tree in the yard. I was following her, and on the way, I found a small, sharp pine cone to put in the bucket. When I reached my hand in the bucket to put the pine cone in, a big, creepy spider crawled on me. I screamed, which made Henley laugh. This made me start laughing too, and I said, Henley, we definitely are not putting the spider in your bucket. Okay, now notice in my writing, I wrote all complete sentences. All of my sentences start with a capital, they end with punctuation. My story makes sense because it's a personal narrative. I wrote about what actually happened on our walk. Also, one thing that happens a lot in personal narratives is somebody speaking. Now, remember, when somebody talks, you use those quotation marks to show that, and I'll circle those with the pen. Those are right here. Well, more painting over them, but those are quotation marks, and that's to show exactly what somebody said when they're talking. So that's all for Go for a Walk that I have. And remember, if you have any questions about that writing, feel free to reach out to your teacher. And then the other assignment was just read. And it says read to a family member, pet, or stuffed animal for 30 minutes. So at this point, I'm going to stop screen sharing so you guys can just watch me. Let me stop sharing. I chose Henley's favorite stuffed animal, Baby Shark. And I'm going to read to him. Now, I'm not going to read for 30 minutes, but I am going to read a picture book, and I'm going to set him right next to the computer so that I can read to him while I read to all of you as well. And I chose one of her favorite books, and it's called Memoirs of a Goldfish. Some of you may have heard this before, but it's very cute. So, and a memoir, remember, it's kind of like a diary. So it says, day 1, I swam around my bowl. And I know the pictures might be a little hard to see. Day 2, I swam around my bowl twice. Day 3, I swam around my bowl. I thought about taking a nap, but fish don't sleep. So I swam around my bowl. Day 4, I've got some company today. I don't like the looks of him one bit. He doesn't say anything. He just bubbles. So remember, a memoir is like a diary, and this is the goldfish's memoir. So it's him writing. He's the speaker. Day 5, Mr. Bubbles still hasn't said a word. He just looks at me. I said hello today, and he said, ghoul. He's creepy. Day 6. Today my bowl looks like a garden. There are a bunch of plants in here now. I guess I'll have to water them. Great. Day 7. Mr. Bubbles and I now have company. He's a snail. He says his name is Marvin, and he likes to eat the slime off the inside of the bowl. He's disgusting. Day 8. Things are getting very crowded. While watering the plants, I met a crab named Fred. I offered him my fin, and he nearly cut it off. Even Mr. Bubbles is afraid of him. Fred says I should stay on my side of the bowl. Look, I said, the whole bowl is my side of the bowl. He snapped his claw, and Marvin fainted. I gotta get out of here. Day 9. That does it. My bowl now contains a sunken pirate ship, 2 guppies named Rhoda and Clark, an angelfish named Cha-Cha who says she's from Hollywood. I can't turn around without bumping into something. At least Mervin is happy. There's more gunk on the side of the bowl every day. Day 10. This is ridiculous. I was trying to find a room for a swim today when Rhoda and Clark told me they're going to have babies soon. Like there's room for that. Fred knocked Mr. Bubbles over, and he became tangled in the plants. Cha-Cha said she couldn't help with Mr. Bubbles, but needed me to apply her sunscreen. The sides of the bowl are covered in slime, and Mervin says he's too full to eat any more. Yuck. Day 11. I'm a nervous wreck. Trying to avoid Fred, I turned around quickly this morning and came face to face with my reflection in a mirror. I nearly jumped out of my gills. I don't even look like myself anymore. I need to relax. Day 12. I've had it. Rhoda and Clark were racing around the bowl. Fred was fighting with Mr. Bubbles. Mervin kept belching, and Cha-Cha told me I was standing in her light. I just lost it. This is my bowl, I screamed. I want my bowl back. Day 13. Today I got my wish. Sort of. With a whoosh and a splash and a clank and a plunge, I was suddenly in a very tiny bowl of clear, pure water. It was small, but it was all mine. It was heavenly. I swam around my new bowl twice. But I started to wonder, what had happened to everyone? When I last saw Mr. Bubbles, he was tangled in green. Who would help him? Poor Mervin was probably sick as a dogfish. He needs me. Cha-Cha will get a sunburn without me around. What about Rhoda and Clark? Did Rhoda have her baby guppies? There were probably 1,000 of them. They need me to make guppy bottles and change guppy diapers. Even Fred needs me. I'm the only one who can really talk to the crabby guy. Have they even noticed I'm gone? Does anyone miss me? I started to cry, and that's not easy for a fish to do. Day 14. After a long, sad night, there was a whoosh and a splash and a clank and a plunge, and I was suddenly sprayed in the face by Bubbles. Mr. Bubbles gurgled a happy tune. Rhoda and Clark raced by me like 2 speedboats, followed by 12 of the cutest baby guppies you've ever seen. Mervyn waved his tail at me from the nice clean glass of our enormous tank. Cha-Cha sat happily beneath an umbrella. I think even Fred missed me. We were all back together, and I looked around and I realized I was part of a big family. I guess I might have smiled because Clark said, "You look happy." I wanted to see for myself. "Where's the mirror?" I asked. "What mirror?" asked Clark. "We don't have a mirror," said Fred. "No mirror? I wonder. No wonder I didn't look like myself. It wasn't me I was seeing." Her name is Gracie. She's the color of a fresh tangerine. She's a Pisces, just like me, and today we're going to swim around the tank together. Twice. The end. You guys have been a fabulous audience as always. Until next time, thanks guys. See you later.